Jiufen Old Street and Keelung Night Market are two of the best places to go night food shopping in Taiwan. But we all know that if you're not careful, you can easily be scammed or ripped off because prices are higher for tourists and locals know where to find the hidden gems. Well, this is my channel. I am a local. So today I'm going to show you what a tourist would buy versus what a local would buy at Jiufen and Keelung Night Market. Let's get started. Alright, so here we are in Jiufen Old Street. It's 8 p.m. on a Friday night, and it is packed. And we're gonna start with one of the most iconic things you'll see when you walk into Jiufen Old Street. Those colorful lantern streets. But I bet you didn't expect this kind of lantern shot. There's actually another place you can get the exact same thing for half the price. Okay, so let me show you how to make your own lantern. You basically just take 2 sticks, stick them in a couple pieces of paper, light up the middle, and there you go. Now, while you're walking through these lantern streets, you're definitely going to see taro balls and other shaved ice dessert stands. This is a must try if you're a tourist because I doubt you've seen anything like this before. They take the taro, boil it, and then shave it into little balls, and then they put it into a sweet coconut milk or black sesame soup. So I got the black sesame. It was super thick. The flavor was great. It wasn't too heavy or rich, but it was delicious. But for $8 a head, I would have preferred to go here because although the view isn't as pretty, the taste was exactly the same. And after this, we have to talk about the iconic rolled ice cream. This is also something you're going to see everywhere throughout Jiufen. If you've never had one, it's basically like a cold pizza dough. They put ice cream inside, and then they roll it up, and then they roll it over some toppings, and then boom, you have an ice cream roll. What I love about this is that it is completely customizable, so you can pick whatever ice cream flavor you want, whatever toppings you want. So I went with red bean ice cream and beans for the topping, and this one was really good. I could have preferred to go here though, because it was only $6 compared to $8. And look, if you're in the mood for ice cream, I would definitely recommend trying both of these. It was totally worth it. Now that we got the sweet stuff out of the way, I'm going to show you guys the 3 things that I love eating at Jiufen that are savory. Now, these are the ones that are more unique to Jiufen, so you probably won't see them anywhere else. So the first dish I got is called an oyster omelet. Now, although this dish is commonly found all around Taiwan, Jiufen does it better. Here you get a huge omelet filled with fresh oysters. The sauce is super flavorful and the whole thing is topped with a ton of parsley. So if you're a tourist and you're into seafood and you're looking for a really yummy oyster omelette, I would definitely come here. Next, we have the A5 Wagyu beef noodles. Now, this stall has been around since 1968, so they've really perfected their recipe over the years. It has a super rich, thick, beefy broth, and the noodles were super chewy and bouncy, and then there were chunks of crispy bacon and juicy meatballs swimming around in the broth. This was so good. Now, if you're a local and you want to save a couple bucks, you can head over here. They sell the exact same thing for less than half the price. So if you're a tourist, I would definitely come here. But if you're a local, I would head over here. And last but not least, we have the pork floss. Now, this is one of my favorite snacks in the world. It's super light, fluffy, airy, and I usually top it with peanuts or Japanese mayo. This one was topped with peanut and it was so freaking good. They also have a spicy version, which I tried, but this one was much better. Now, locals will tell you to come here because the quality and the quantity of the pork floss is unbeatable. You get so much for only $3. It is so fluffy. The owner has been perfecting her craft for decades. And then she even gives you extra napkins to clean your hands. But you can still get an equally delicious pork floss here for only $2. As you can see, there are so many similarities between the tourist and the local choices here in Jiufen. They both offer incredible food at great prices. But the biggest difference is the atmosphere and the experience, because even though the food might not be quite as good or the prices might not be as low, the experience here is unparalleled. Alright, so we are officially done with Jiufen. We're heading over to Climax Night Market. So click on this video next to see what a tourist would eat vs what a local would eat at Climax. Alright, so we are now at Keelung Night Market. Now, Keelung Night Market is the perfect place to showcase the true Taiwanese foodie experience because there's something here for everyone. For example, you can buy the classic tourist oyster omelette here. It's going to be just as good as in Jiufen, but it's going to be more affordable because it's less than half the price. Same goes for the famous milk tea. This is the original home of milk tea. So although you can find milk tea pretty much anywhere in Taiwan these days, it's going to be nothing like the original. And although it's going to be expensive, it's going to be so worth it. But I'm not going to waste any more time because we're going to do a super fast comparison montage of some of the most common street foods you'll find at both tourist and local night markets. So watch carefully and pay attention. Now we're starting off with fried chicken. Now you can find fried chicken at almost every single night market in Taiwan. And although you may think that this is a tourist trap, don't be fooled, because this is a local favorite as well. But the difference between the two is the amount of seasoning and sauces that you're going to find at a tourist stand. Look, this guy is drowning his chicken in a sweet and sour sauce, whereas the local stand focuses more on the quality of the chicken itself rather than the sauce. So I personally prefer the local style because the chicken is super juicy, super succulent, and it's got this delicious salty flavor. The skin is also crispy and juicy, and it has this savory flavor. So I think that the local style is better, but let me know what you think in the comments below. Next, we've got stinky tofu. Now, although stinky tofu is considered a delicacy here in Taiwan, it's definitely not for everyone. I myself am not a big fan of it because it has this super pungent smell, but it also has this strong numb and spicy flavor. The difference between the tourist stand and the local stand is the cooking method. The local stand is going to deep fry it, whereas the tourist stand is going to pan fry it. But they both taste delicious. So once again, I'm going to have to say it depends on your personal preference. Next, we have sweet potato fries. Now these are super crispy, perfectly golden, and they're covered in sugar and cinnamon. But the big difference here is the thickness. The tourist one is super thin and crispy, whereas the local one is super thick and soft and chewy. The local one is definitely more filling. And if you're looking for a snack that's going to keep you full, I would go for the local one. And next, we have the grilled sausage. Now, you can get the grilled sausage with or without the casing. And the difference between the two is the price. If you get it with the casing, it's going to cost you $3. But if you get it without the casing, it's only going to cost you $2. But aside from the casing, the taste is identical. Next, we have the corn on the cob. Now, the biggest difference between the tourist corn and the local corn is the sweetness. The tourist corn is super sweet and tastes more like candy, whereas the local corn has a more realistic and natural corn flavor. Last but not least, we have the popcorn chicken. Now, the difference between the tourist popcorn chicken and the local popcorn chicken is the size. The tourist one is super small, whereas the local one is super large. And what I mean by that is that the local one has bigger chicken pieces, and the batter is thicker and crunchier. But the taste is pretty much identical. So overall, what did we learn from this food tour? The tourist food is not bad at all. In fact, a lot of it is super delicious and is definitely worth a try. But the local food is a little bit cheaper and it's a little bit more authentic. So if you're on a budget and you're looking for a more authentic Taiwanese experience, I would recommend going to the local stalls. But if you're not worried about the price and you're looking for a fun and festive atmosphere, then I would recommend checking out the tourist stalls. Because at the end of the day, no matter where you eat, as long as you eat with friends and family, it's gonna be delicious. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like. Make sure to subscribe. And I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye-bye.